This is the Thrustmaster T248. Thrustmaster is a brand new entry-level wheel designed for next-gen PlayStation consoles and PC, and set to compete directly against the Logitech G923. Today I'll be unboxing and giving my first impressions on this wheel, and make sure to stay tuned for the review which will be coming out in the next few weeks. The Thrustmaster T248 is set to be released later this year on October 21st, 2021 and will retail for $400. Thrustmaster was kind enough to provide me with this unit for content creation purposes, which is why I have it ahead of time. Anyways, let's get started. Taking a look around the box, it looks as you would expect. Some graphics showcase the wheel and pedal set, and a few of the wheel's features are also emphasized. Opening it up, everything comes tightly packed together. The first thing I noticed was this triangular package with a bunch of stuff inside, which we'll be taking a look at in a few seconds. Next, the wheel itself, which immediately surprised me as it was a whole lot lighter than I was expecting. It certainly looks heavier than it is. Finally, the pedal set is hidden at the bottom, and it too was a little lighter than I thought it was going to be. But now let's take a more in-depth look at everything. Let's start off with the triangular package, which I made sure to gently open to prevent anything from breaking. The first thing that comes inside is Thrustmaster's good old table clamp, which is the same one they've been using for what seems like decades now. I've used this table clamp with a few other of their products in the past, and it does a fine job maintaining the wheel in place, so I'm not too worried about it. Next up, we have the USB-C to USB cable. This is what will connect the wheel to your PlayStation or PC. An optional spring to increase the resistance of the brake pedal is also included. This will allow you to fine-tune the feel of the brake pedal to your liking. A 2.5mm Allen key is included. With this, you'll be able to adjust the side-to-side position of the pedal's faceplate. Of course, you also get the user manual, which I'm totally making sure to read, and finally a little white box which contains the small power supply and its corresponding cables. Now let's move on to what y'all really came here to see. My honest first impressions are that the pedals have a lot more plastic than I thought they would. Based on the fact that they look very similar to the TLCMs, I was expecting them to feature a lot more of the same components, with the exception of the load cell of course. However, other than their appearance, they're not that similar. The pedal's body is mainly composed of a stiff black plastic with some texture on the footrest and a hexagonal pattern on the pedal arm. Pushing them down with my hand, they felt as I would expect. Like I said earlier, I'll be releasing a far more in-depth review on this product in a few days, where I'll be talking a lot more about these pedals and their in-game performance. However, the brake pedal seemed to have a good amount of resistance, the throttle had none, and the clutch felt like it had a small amount, which was nice to see. Underneath the pedal set, you can see the cable which connects directly to the wheelbase itself, and a few holes for hard mounting this pedal set onto a cockpit or wheel stand. Unfortunately, this T3PM pedal set has no carpet spikes, which is surprising since many will probably be using it on a carpeted floor. Now of course it's time for the main event, the T248 wheel itself. Upon its original announcement, I did not like how this wheel looked, but in person it looks surprisingly good. In terms of its diameter, it's exactly the same as the Logitech wheels for reference. Something that I'm not a big fan of is how they went about creating the rim of the wheel. The outside portion of the wheel rim, the part where your palm rests, is covered in soft leather. However, the inside of the wheel rim, the part where your fingers rest, is made from hard plastic. So not only does this take away from the look of the wheel, but it also makes it feel a lot cheaper for seemingly no reason other than to maybe save a few bucks in material cost. The ergonomics of this wheel, however, are great. My hands rest in a comfortable position and I can reach all the buttons with ease. 25 action buttons are included on this wheel, including 2 dual position encoders. They don't necessarily feel special to press down, but having this amount of buttons will give you near infinite adjustability and control of your car in-game. Now, I recognize that this is kind of turning more into a review than a first impressions video, so I'm going to refrain from talking about the paddle shifters, in-game performance, feel, and other things here. But to wrap up my first impressions, I'm going to say this. The T248 and included T3PM pedals have pleasantly surprised me in many aspects that I was not expecting, but have also slightly let me down in others where I was expecting the opposite. And I'll be talking a lot more about this in my review coming out soon. Now the absolute biggest aspect of this wheel and pedal set, its force feedback and in-game performance, are still things that I have not tested out as of the making of this video, and that's what will ultimately make or break this product. So stay tuned for what will probably be the most anticipated review I've made thus far. Anyways, as always, thank you all for watching, stay safe, and have a fantastic rest of your day.